Alright guys, I know we were in the middle of, getting started to do side quest, but I didn't realize that in the library on the top part up here, that there were so many areas that you could read stuff. I just thought you could only read things down below, like on the bottom floor. But this whole, all these shelves right here, you can read stuff. But let's brush up on our knowledge, hit the books before we go tutor this kid. So bear with me. Okay, so current events, politics. The Four Great Houses is a collective term for the storied families who rule the four Erebonian provinces. Each controls a private provincial army and commands respect second to only the Arner family. All four run their nearly country-sized provinces in accordance with the Empire's class system, but a push for modernization is increasing tensions between the Four Great Houses and the Reformist faction. The 100 Days' War was a war of aggression waged by the Empire against the Liberal Kingdom in 1192. The name is drawn from the 100 days between the start of the war and its church-mediated end. Initially, Liberal appeared to be at a significant disadvantage, with the Empire occupying a majority of their territory, but a single operation using the new patrol airships turned the tide of battle. The reasoning for the war is not public knowledge, but the Erebonian Empire has since formally apologized to Liberal, calling the war a mistake born from an unfortunate misunderstanding. Yeah, I remember when we first read about we first learned about the 100 Days War. That was crazy. The Non-Aggression Pact was an international treaty proposed by Queen Alicia II. Hey, shout out my girl, Queen Alicia. Oh, that's my girl, man. I wish I could see her right now. Okay, let me stop. Let me stop getting distracted. Let's just read right through. And signed in the 1202 by the Liberal Kingdom, Erebonian Empire, and the Calvert Republic in Liberal's Herb Royal Villa. While not legally binding, the pact has had a powerful effect, bringing an end to a large-scale Erebonian and Calvardian military exercises near Crossbell and decreasing tensions between each nation. B is an elusive thief who has stolen everything from jewels to orbital tanks from people and organizations across Zamoria. His strange, almost beautiful methods have given a rise to a small, dedicated fan base. Though he sends messages to his intended targets and makes public appearances clad in white cape and mask, B's identity remains a mystery. He calls his recent unusual death the liberation of beauty. History and civilization. The destruction of the ancient Zamoria civilization is estimated to have occurred 1,200 years ago. While the Great Collapse is commonly attributed to a natural disaster, the theory remains unconfirmed. The natural disaster. They love throwing out that term when it usually is not that. This ancient civilization's end marked the beginning of the Dark Ages. The Septian Church is the widespread religion in Zamoria and is based on the worship of the sky goddess Adios. Its high seat is in the holy city of Arteria. Although its influence has decreased somewhat since the Orbital Revolution, it still has a significant presence in the continent's education and health systems. The word Septian encompasses 7 types of precious stones mined across Zamoria. Viewed as a symbol of mystery since ancient times, their value as a resource shot up practically overnight when the technology to refine Sepiv or Septian fragments in their quartz was developed. Artifacts are essentially ancient orbments. While both run on orbital energy, they are operated very differently. The Because they were likely produced by the ancient Zamorian civilization, proper analysis is currently beyond our technological grasp. Artifacts are occasionally found within ruins across the continent, and many are capable of demonstrating power that exceeds the bounds of human comprehension. The Septian Church has such divine artifacts as premature gifts from the goddess, and claims responsibility for their collection and control. Culture. We got the Rheinford, Vern, the Ice Central Factory. The Rheinford Company was initially a gunpowder-based weapons manufacturer based out of the Erebonian Empire and known for its cannons and heavy firearms. Since the Orbital Revolution, however, it has expanded its operation to include railways and airships. This expansion has made it one of the continent's two largest companies, rivaled only by Calvert's Verne Company. The Verne Company is a massive company headquartered in the Calvert Republic. Like its industrial rival, the Rheinford Company, the Verne Company has storied arms manufacturing that expanded into orbital research and development after Revolution. Particularly worth noting are the company's innovative approaches to the development of orbital vehicles such as orbital cars and buses. The Zeiss Central Factory, or the ZCF, was founded as the Zeiss Engineering Factory in Liberal Kingdom Zeiss City by Professor A. Russell. Shout out to Gramps. Shout out to Titus Gramps, a disciple of the great Professor at Epstein. The ZCF was the very first orbment manufacturer to successfully develop an airship. They recently completed work on the high-speed cruiser, the Arceli. Oh man, that's a throwback. A feather in the cap of the Royal Liberalian Army. That's a damn throwback. Makes me miss Julia. Culture. The Bracer Guild is a non-governmental organization acting to keep the peace and protect civilians where its numerous and continent-spanning branches reach. Its members are known as Bracers. Its guiding principle to put safety of civilians above all else is both its greatest strength and a handicap, as it cannot involve itself in political matters unless civilians are directly threatened. Incredibly skilled mercenary groups which can be found all over the continent are known as Jaeger Corps. Due to their combat proficiency and their willingness to take on morally great contracts, they are often used as private armies. As such, several countries have passed laws against their hiring use. International Bank of Crossbell. The International Bank of Crossbell is a large banking organization which manages the vast quantities of money flowing into Crossbell and supports the economies of nations across the continent. The IBC's interests extend beyond banking too. In addition to providing most of the funding for the Epstein Foundation's Orbital Network project, the bank manages theme parks and other similar diversions. The Imperial Chronicle is a news organization headquartered in Heimdall. It has built up a reputation as the Empire's most trustworthy news source over the course of its 120-year history. Last year, in an effort to diversify their news distribution, the company had established Imperial Chronicle Radio to supplement their widely read newspaper. My question is, I wonder what the news group is going to be like in this game. Because we know in Liberal we got Dorothy and Niall. And then in Crosswell we obviously had Grace and Rhines. Give me a sec, let me get a drink of water. Technology. The Orbital Revolution was a technological revolution that saw its inception in the year 1150 with the invention of orbments. The public was initially skeptical of this technological leap, but the invention of the orbital telephone by the Epstein Foundation and the CCF's orbital airships quickly proved orbit's practical value. Orbits have since become an essential part of our daily lives. Orbital technology powers everything from essentials like heating and lighting, to transport vehicles, to even modern weaponry. What's more, advancement in technology have decreased the size of orbital engines, leading to the development of more capable and affordable consumer-level automobiles by the Rhineford Company. Orbment is a general term for the devices that operate by drawing orbital energy from the septium. This technology was invented by Professor C. Epstein. The internal structure of an orbment allows it to interact with the quartz, which in turn is manufactured from septium. This design allows for the manufacture of orbments with nearly limitless potential. Between their flexibility and ability to recover their internal orbital energy over time, orbments are significantly more efficient than combustion engines. The quartz is a circuit with a crystalline structure made by refining processed septium fragments known as sepith. While quartz are both an energy source and capable of producing a variety of phenomena, without the use of an orbment, they are completely powerless. Technology 2. Orbital arts are a kind of magic which can be activated by inserting quartz into battle. A combat-ready orbment developed by Epstein Foundation. These arts, as they are commonly known as, are widely used by armies, police forces, and bracers across the continent for the ease of use. Sufficient training can give anyone access to their incredible power. The Orbital Network Project is an effort by the Epstein Foundation to develop a network in which the vast quantities of information can be exchanged between computers using a series of orbital cables. While initially a joint effort between the Epstein Foundation and liberal CCF, the IBC is currently bankrolling the project. As a result, the network is currently being tested in Crossbell City. The Epstein Foundation is an organization dedicated to continuing the work of Professor C. Epstein and researches and manufactures orbments, specializing in information processing and communication. I wonder if we'll ever be able to go there, because we know it's in Le Mans. The Epstein Foundation is also the sole manufacturer of battle orbments, which allow their users access to art. The recent Orbital Network project also promises to be a future of orbital communication. International. The Erebonian Empire is located on the western side of the continent of Zemoria and represented by the emblem of the Golden Stallion. The current emperor is Htinn Rhysseonar III. Okay. Htinn Rhysseonar III. Despite the empire's strict class system and focus on tradition, it has begun to modernize due to the railway expansion efforts of Gilead Osborne, a veteran now known as the Blood and Iron Chancellor. Between its mechanized national armed forces, the Imperial Army, and the private provincial armies at the command of nobles ruling each province, Erebonia may be the most powerful nation in Zemoria. The Calvert Republic lies to the east of Crossbell State and was established after the Democratic Revolutionary roughly 100 years ago. Its current head of state is President Rocksmith. Calvert is a vast country and, thanks to their long-standing open immigration policies, very culturally diverse. Many immigrants from the east have made Calvert their home. Although it has been significantly less hostile towards Erebonia since the signing of their non-aggression pact, the two nations have been at each other's throats many times over the years. Crossbell sits on the western side of Zemoria between the Erebonian Empire and the Calvert Republic. While established as an autonomous state, 70 years ago. Its two neighbors still dispute its ownership. As its center lies Crossbell City, one of the continent's key centers of commerce. In addition to being a key station of the Transcontinental Railroad, the city is home to a major international airport. International 2, Lemon State. Home to the Epstein Foundation and the birthplace of Professor C. Epstein himself, Lemon is a state in the center of the Moria continent. It is also known for housing the headquarters of the Bracer Guild, which has branches all across the Moria. A city-state house in the high seat of the Septian Church, Arteria, is located at the center of the continent and acts as a gathering place for believers and church officials alike. The church comprises a number of organizations, including the Congregation for Divine Worship, which handles liturgical matters, the Congregation for the Sacraments, which handles administering the sacraments of the goddess, and the Papal Guard, which is responsible for protecting the holy city of Arteria itself. The Liberal Kingdom is situated in the southwest part of the Zamoria continent. Rich in nature and history, the kingdom is ruled by the long-lived Queen Alicia II, a staunch advocate for peace. While a humble nation compared to those around it, its bountiful Septian reserves advanced technological capabilities, and Queen Alicia's skillful diplomacy allowed it to stand on equal footing with any other. Last year, a large object of unknown origin appeared above Valeria Lake. What was that, you guys? Y'all know, stop playing around. I mean, you know, if you played it. Disabling ordnance nationwide, the crisis was resolved through the joint efforts of the Royal Army and the Bracer Guild. The Nord Highlands are located northeast of the Empire and surrounded by the Isengard Range. Despite their harsh natural environment, they are populated by a tribe of nomads with their own unique culture. Given their proximity to both the Empire and the Republic, the Highlands have been hotly contested territory for many years. Oh, was that it? I think that was it. That was a nice little reading session. I thought it was going to be actual full-on books, but it was just short, summaries. That being said, let's end off, and I'm probably going to pick back up with the side quests.